What can we learn from the Donald Trump administration? Hi, I'm Gordon Young from Beyondnlp, and I've been in the States for about a month now. I first came over for a conference in Anaheim, obviously now I'm here in New York, and what you notice, it's impossible for you to not notice, is that the media is in a constant frenzy around whatever Donald Trump's going to do next. The supporters of Trump are very biased in his direction. Nothing he does is wrong. And the people who are anti-Donald Trump, nothing he does is right. He's recently just got through that bill for a tax cut, which he did admittedly promise in his election. And for those who are supporters of him, he's getting things done. In the first year, he's achieved so much. And for people who are anti-Trump, this is another example of him just ingratiating himself, him just making a tax cut for the wealthy, him supporting people that are not grassroots, not the average person. And we're going to go bankrupt as a result. And what you notice is everyone's claiming that they're not biased, that they're parking their own personal views at the door and just reporting the facts, but that's clearly not what's happening here. What you're seeing is a very clear example of self-referencing. Self-referencing is when you use your own view of the world, your own experience of the world as a yardstick, as a benchmark for how others should act, how the world should be. A very good example of a self-referencing type statement is, I don't know why you did it that way. I would never have done it that way. That's a clear indicator that someone is using self-referencing. So this is kind of included in this idea of projection. We project out onto the world our view. And so if we want to be right, and the truth is we do like to be right, it's not just ego, it's a sense of certainty. If I'm right about the world, or some aspect of it, then I can relax. Most of us are not really comfortable with uncertainty. Uncertainty creates possibilities of things going wrong, of mistakes being made. And from very early on, certainly from the beginning of school at the very latest, but it actually starts much earlier than that, we've been educated that mistakes are the worst thing you can make. To fail, to get it wrong is the worst thing. The truth is you're never going to be successful unless you're willing to get things wrong. That's a basic truth of it. Everyone who's successful has got it wrong far more often than they've got it right. But they've been in the game, they've kept swinging longer and more consistently than other people. So the Trump administration is polarizing this community. And, he's just recently threatened the North Korean leader that he has a much larger and working atomic button. This is really concerning people here. He's recently said the New York Times would go broke if Trump doesn't get a second election for a second term. The people who don't like him are saying he's just arrogant and he's a buffoon and he's ridiculous. And the people who do like him are saying he's just messing with you. He's just playing with the media. The people who don't like him are saying, well, why is he spending time messing with people? Just sort the economy out, get things done. It's really interesting to watch as an outsider that there's such passion and such disparity between these different groups. But what you see is habituated responses. No matter what the context, the response is habituated. And that's not a very flexible mindset. That's not a growth mindset. A growth mindset is you take the information in and you assess it on its merits. You don't come up with a habituated response. Cognitive flexibility comes from your ability to allow yourself to be off target, to be wrong. You can agree that some things Trump is doing may be good. And you can agree that some things he's doing may not be so useful. You can agree that sometimes what he's doing is good for some people and at the same time, concurrently, not good for others. That's the complexity of life, is that things are except when they're not. And things can be good and or effective and ineffective at the same time. Life is everything.